Hello, hello! Welcome to the studio. My name is Alex, and I'm an artist that loves both Genshin Impact and Pokemon, and thought it would be fun to combine them together by turning Genshin Impact characters into Pokemon trainers. Essentially, I will be giving the Genshin Impact characters their own Pokemon-inspired outfit and Pokemon team. To keep things simple, 4-star characters get 4 Pokemon, 5 stars get 5, and the Archons get 5 plus a legendary. Within the artwork, I'm just drawing the Genshin characters with just their ace Pokemon, but I'll discuss their Pokemon team and outfit inspirations during the course of the video. For this video here, I wanted to work on Fischl, Razor, and Bennett, so let's get this started. Alright, so beginning with Fischl. It was really funny as I finished this piece here. Didn't realize that I accidentally used the wrong body model for Fischl. You can't really tell in the finished artwork, but it consumes the inside of my soul. But we're not going to worry about that. So, beginning with Fischl, essentially for these three, I kind of did them in a trio for a reason. Essentially, in the past video, you had Amber, Kaya, and Lisa. Not only were they the first Genshin characters that you receive within the game, they're also all part of the Knights of Favonia, so they all fit really nice together, trying to fit them all into the Pokemon Ranger style. For these three, since essentially they're all part of the Adventurers Guild, Razor technically not, but he's still friends with these two, I decided to kind of just turn them into your standard Pokemon trainer, but I wanted to base their outfits off of the protagonists that players pick when they play Pokemon. So for Fischl, I based the majority of her outfit on Lyra, the female protagonist of the Heart Gold Soul Silver games. I took a lot of inspiration for that just because her outfit it fits pretty well. I just changed the colors up, and as I go through the drawing, you'll also see that I try to give her a little bit of asymmetry here and there to kind of fit. So, switching around for the purple and everything, her ace Pokemon is a Corvisquire. I figured since if they're Pokemon trainers, they're probably still in like the middle of their journey, so I didn't immediately evolve all of their Pokemon. So they're kind of like in the middle, maybe they have 3, 4, maybe 5 badges, it kind of depends. But Fischl, she's still kind of the whole like, ooh, I'm a princess, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But, so her Pokemon kind of reflect that. Since she was definitely into the big blackbirds thing, Corvisquire fit really nice. I know Murkrow is also an idea as well, but I figured she'd be more, considering it evolves into a Corviknight and her whole thing is, I'm a princess, I felt like something with the name Knight in it would fit better. So, for the rest of her team, I got Corvisquire. I also picked out Gothorita because I feel like the bows and kind of just the goth princess vibe fit her really well. I did put a Murkrow in. I did end up doing that just because it makes a lot of sense. She's very much associated with blackbirds, whether it be ravens, crows, that kind of thing. Oz, her companion in Genshin, is a blackbird that she summons with her vision. And yeah, I think that's another reason why I went with Corvisquire is because Oz himself is actually a little nicer than Fischl, and so I felt like a Murkrow just wouldn't fit that vibe, but she still uses a Murkrow because why not? And then I also chose Lampit, which I know is a little funky, but with its color scheme, and I don't remember what Genshin update it was, but you end up going to like the Golden Apple Archipelago with Fischl, and you kind of meet her alter ego in this fancy palace. I felt like Lampit fit that really well, fit the theme. And I mean, it evolves into a Chandelure, which is just very, I feel like it's thematically appropriate for Fischl. So she doesn't have any electric types on her team. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of gave up trying to match their vision type. There's not a lot in the electric type field that could fit at all. So I figured I might as well just go off of aesthetics and the characters' personalities in general. Because there are some characters that maybe one vision type maybe would fit them better than the one they have, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, let's finish up here. I got Fischl up here. I did end up starting to give them backgrounds as well. I was looking at my past ones and I'm like, they're kind of boring when it's just the characters, so I've given them a fun little background. Looks like they're kind of like in a photo. So I think it looks pretty snazzy. So yeah, this is Fischl as a Pokemon trainer with her Corvisquire. Alrighty, continuing on, we're going up and bringing up Razor. So Razor in Genshin, his little lore backstory is that he was this boy whose parents tragically died while out adventuring. His parents were adventurers, so I guess that kind of fits the vibe I'm going for here. And so he was essentially, they were killed, he was abandoned in the woods. He was raised by a pack of wolves until the Knights of Favonius found him. So in the Pokemon universe, I don't think he'd quite go that route, but maybe he spent a lot of time outside as a kid. Or, I mean, it could be, you know, dead parents. That happens fairly frequently in media. So I guess it could work out where he, you know, just kind of goes out and he bonds really well with the Pokemon. So out in the forest, he comes across this pack of Lycanroc, gets really good, close with a Rockruff, and they decide to travel together once he's able to become a Pokemon trainer. So he has the Midnight form one because I felt like that fit his... Essentially, he summons a giant wolf during his burst, I think? I don't use him, so I don't remember his kit as well. But essentially, giant wolf dude starts slashing at things, and I felt like Lycanroc's big, the Midnight form, big paws, fit that really well. And, you know, it's just nighttime, kind of dark stuff like that. So I'm getting an M here. I didn't have a specific Pokemon protagonist that I based his outfit on. I know his shorts were based off of the, I think it's the Black and White 2 protagonist. I'll put him up on screen so you know which one I'm talking about. I did his shorts that way, and then I kind of roughed up his t-shirt a little bit. He still got some scars because he was playing with the little, like, Rockruffs and Lycanrocs and whatever. His Lycanroc is evolved just because it evolves so early. It evolves at level 25, so if they're, like, in the middle of the journey, he's got it evolved by now. So, I've imagined this Lycanroc probably helps to keep him out of trouble, or they help keep each other out of trouble. It's a cute little thing. I tried to keep his hood in there as much as possible as well, since that's a big part of his character design. His hair's still super crazy long, so got that going. He also had gloves, and I'm like, ooh, I'll put the gloves in there. So, got that going in his outfit. As for the rest of his Pokemon team, it was actually kind of hard to pick, because I didn't want to go just all dog Pokemon, because not everyone would fit. But I think I also picked out some stuff that's more foresty. It kind of fits with his Genshin backstory a little more. Might be a little dark. But, so we got his Midnight form Lycanroc. We have Oddish. I went with an Oddish because it kind of resembles those wolf berries that he uses for his Ascension material. So I felt like that fit him really well. Maybe eventually it evolves into like a Vileplume or something. But, I don't know, Oddish just seemed, I don't know, it worked, like foresty stuff. Then I have a Phantump. Razor, it seems like one of those characters where he would just randomly find ghost children. He's out in the woods all the time, probably just makes friends with everything. So I feel like a Phantump would fit really well as well, you know, haunted stump thing. And then I wanted to get the electric in there somewhere with him, and so I initially was actually going to make his ace the Manectric, but then I realized Lycanroc just fit that so much better. So he had electric, then it evolved into a Manectric, so that's where his electric powers come into play. So, as we're finishing up, I kind of just gave him like a fallen leaf background, didn't try to make it too crazy, just kind of represent that he's like a guy that likes to be out in the woods. His colors also, now that I'm looking at it, kind of remind me of like the camo-ish colors that I see. Like it tends to be like a orange greenish kind of thing. I don't know, I feel like it fits. So finishing up here, this is Razor as a Pokemon trainer. Alrighty, to finish up our trio here is Bennett, which he surprisingly actually became my favorite of the three for this batch. I didn't think so at first. I haven't had super strong feelings for Bennett. I've only built him recently in Genshin because my sister kept pestering me about it. She's like, it'll be so much better for your teams. And I'm like, fine, I'll build Bennett. And so I did, and he's a really nice healing unit and all that fun stuff. So, as we continue on, I based the majority of his look on the Heart Gold Soul Silver male protagonist. I forgot his name, but I'll put his picture up on screen. So I guess it's kind of fun. Both he and Fischl both take from those games. So that's a nice little spot there. As for his Pokemon team, in his Genshin lore, he just has some of the worst luck in the world. He's constantly kind of causing accidents, getting into trouble. And so he just kind of has some problems. So I thought I'd translate that into the Pokemon universe as well. The reason why he has a Combuskin is it's, you know, fire type fighting. I feel like that typing works out well for him, but also I feel like early on in his journey, people just felt bad for him that he couldn't catch his own Pokemon for a while. Like, he has horrible luck catching Pokemon. So the professor of whoever of that region would be is like, dang, kid, you know what, here, just take this Torchic, or like pick a starter, and hopefully you'll get somewhere. And so that's how that happened. He picked out a Torchic, now he has a Combuskin, and the reason he has Premier Balls on his belt that you'll see there get colored towards the end is he discovers that the only Pokeballs that actually seem to work for him are Premier Balls. That ball that you can only get if you buy 10 Pokeballs at a time. Which on the one hand is unlucky and lucky at the same time. So, I felt like it was thematically appropriate. I also gave him the hat as well. I feel like I was so tempted to give him one of Ash's outfits from the anime. I was so tempted, because he kind of just gives off that energy that Ash would, but I wanted to keep him a little more toned down, I suppose. He's not quite the protagonist yet, but felt like, you know, it could fit him pretty well. He's a little sweetheart, and it's not fair that the world is just like, bad luck for you, boy. Bad luck for you. For the rest of his team, even though, you know, we found out Premier Balls work, he still has a hard time catching, or at least getting really powerful Pokemon to appear. So he's kind of just stuck to, like, your first route Pokemon. So he has a Bidoof. I feel like it fits well, because, you know, the little derpy look. And, I mean, Bidoof is kind of just everywhere. Those who know Bidoof, you know why it fits. I also gave him a Kricketot. I was trying to figure out what bug to give him. I was like, oh, he'd totally have a bug, because bugs are technically easy to catch. So I think I went with a Kricketot because it just kind of stays bug normal, or just bug. And I don't really feel like any of the other flying bugs fit him very well. Like Butterfree, no. Beedrill, no. So I figured like a Kricketot, like a little cricket. I mean, it's musically inclined, but I think it still fits fine. Just that it's kind of like plain looking and all that. And then for his final one, I went with a Pidove. I've been giving a lot of characters the Pidove line, apparently. I gave Kaya an Unpheasant. So, another reason why I don't mind doing that is because Mondstadt in Genshin is kind of just covered with pigeons everywhere. And there's this little boy named Timmy who has pigeons on the bridge. And it's a meme to, like, every time there's a new character, it's like, ooh, how fast can you get the pigeons? So I figured he'd probably, and I mean, pigeons themselves, unfortunately, as they've gone and evolved and been bred and whatever, are not the smartest birds. So I felt like the Pidove that he catches probably wasn't the smartest thing in the shed either. Smartest thing. I'm not the smartest thing either, because I can't even use the right metaphor. Okay, well, that's how it works. So, but yeah, let's finish up with Bennett. I did give him like a fun little like fire background. Thought that looked kind of fun. And yeah, he's ready to go, ready to roll, ready to get into trouble, ready to hang out with his friends. So yeah, Combuskin and Bennett. There we are. Alrighty, so that was Fischl, Razor, and Bennett as Pokemon trainers. This one was actually really fun to do, and it didn't take me too awful long either. I constantly forget how simple the Pokemon outfits are, so I'm always like, oh, this is going to take a little while, and then it doesn't. I'm like, oh, nice. So, yeah, we got 6 characters under our belt for this little Genshin project of mine. I've got plenty of other videos prepped and ready for producing, so not only will we see more of this Genshin Pokemon artwork, I have other stuff in the works as well. So if you are interested, please leave a like and go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can be notified on when these new art projects come out. If you have any idea of maybe if you'd make their teams a little different, or any other characters you might want to see later, let me know in the comments, or you know, just generally we can have a discussion down there. So if there's anything else, just let me know. And I'll see you all next time, so let's remember to create some art, play some games, and make some memories together. Have a good one. Bye!